Good afternoon, Michael here. This is just let you know, this is just another UFC event I'm on this week. So I'm at UFC 290 here in Las Vegas. As you can see, it's very, very hot already. So this is Thursday, the 6th of July. I'm here at the T-Mobile Arena. Press conference is going to start in a couple of minutes. So I arrived yesterday. This is International Fight Week. UFC put this on for every year around this time of the year. So today we've got the UFC press conference. So it starts at around 3 o'clock, so doors open at 2. Later on tonight, there's UFC Hall of Fame. Tickets, this is the press conference is free, but tonight for the UFC Hall of Fame, it's reasonably priced tickets at £25. Still going for sale. There are 4 fighters that are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Jans Pulver, who is the kind of first lightweight title winner for the UFC. We also got Jose Aldo, probably the greatest featherweight of all time. We also got Anderson Silva, absolute legend of the game, so he's going to get inducted. And also Cowboy Cerrone, Donald Cerrone is also going to be inducted. So they're the 4 fighters that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. For the rest of the card, so we've got tomorrow we've got UFC X, it's called. So there was one last year held at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and also it's on this year. So they used to have it in downtown. So last year it was excellent last year. So kind of best best so far I've seen due to scale. So they used to have it in downtown. So downtown used to be very good downtown, but obviously they've upped their game. So last year was the first time they've done it in the Las Vegas Convention Center, and we're also going to do it this year. Last year I went, it was excellent. I got loads of photographs, autographs, things like that. And this year again, be probably the same thing again. What I did last year was I paid the VIP experience, so it gives you a better experience on the type of environment. It's best to do it that way because you get to see a lot of the fighters. So this year again, I've done the same thing again. The tickets were a little bit more expensive this year. I was surprised. But it's the best way to do it if you come from a long distance and you want to get your value for money and you want to experience the best experience. VIP experience is probably the best. It's the same thing tomorrow. We've got the ceremonial weigh-ins here around about 3 o'clock. So UFC X is down in the Las Vegas Convention Center. So he's a bit of a distance from here to the T-Mobile Arena. So I might miss that. The best thing to do is you can get a train and get a tram from the convention center to the MGM Grand. So it's about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to get from here. So we'll see how we get on. Then on Saturday we've got day 2 of UFC X. And then around about 3 o'clock, probably the first fight in the card. Probably start 4 o'clock. Probably the first fight in the card will be from UFC 290. It is a stacked card. It's probably the best card going around. Last year's card was quite good as well. Because Anderson Silva was on the card, because Israel Adesanya was on the card. The tickets were quite expensive. So if this year the tickets were expensive, but I did wait at the very last minute to get the tickets, so the tickets did come down a good bit from when they went on sale about a month ago. So I was able to get a good seat this time around. It is a stat card, so there's 2 titles on the line. You got the featherweight title on the line and the bantamweight title on the line. Obviously, Alexander Volkanovski against Yael Rodriguez for the featherweight title. So the Yair won his fight, he hasn't fought since, so he's kind of like an interim. So it's like it's featherweight champ against interim champ. Also, you got for the bantamweight title, Brandon Moreno against Alexander Panjova, I think that's how he pronounced his name. So they're actually fighting. He's the Brazilian. He's fighting Mexican. So there's a bit of there's also another great fight on the card, 3-rounder. Robert Whittaker against Darius De La Plus, and also Jay Turner against Dan Hooker. So that's a good fight. And also Bo Nickel. So he lost the Pome a couple of days ago, but they did manage to find or replace him, an undefeated fighter. Val Woodburn is his name. So he's a 7-0 fighter, very experienced fighter. And also you've got Bo Nickel, who's on the card. So Bo stays on the card, which is great news. It's probably the longest, biggest favourite ever to be on the UFC, especially the male category. Also on the prelim, very good card, Robbie Lawler against Nico Price. So that's a very good card. See what happens with Robbie Lawler and see if he wants to continue after that. And you've also got a couple of other good Australian fighters. Jimmy Crook still on the card. Jackie Dem Mandolina, two good Aussie guys on the card. So that's what's going on UFC 290. So very, very looking forward to this trip. It's going to be a busy 2 or 3 days for me. So I arrived last night. Arrived kind of yesterday evening. So here for the UFC event on Sunday. After the fight, we usually have a couple of after parties. So sometimes if you can meet some good fighters on that after the win, after the relaxed, it's kind of good. It's all over then. And then they have a pool party usually in the Resort World, where they have the pool party. So that's my trip. So I'm at the UFC press conference now. I'll do another video while I'm inside, but that's just to give you an update on my trip to UFC 290. I'll see you next. Bye bye.